Oh, I gotta back up? Yeah. Oh, back up.
Hi guys. My shirt's wet.
What
that mean? I'm outside by my game with the team, bitch. What do I mean? Hold on. What do I mean? Hold on. Go Terrace. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Bow.
Welcome back to my podcast. This is the first one. So today on my show, we are in an empty parking lot garage in Summit. And I have three special guests with me here today. I have Isabel, I have Mike, he has a mic, and I think so we're missing one person from our group, but it's okay. So
Crazy.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
I said she ain't got a big ass head.
She got a big dome.
He's just mad because his head's bigger. Look at his forehead.
You know, it's a long way down.
Okay, so who's gonna be sharing the mics? Because we sadly really have the mics.
Can you talk louder? I don't know. Like, does it pick up if?
It doesn't pick up if they're not close to the mic.
Okay.
I think it'll pick it up if we're like here. Or like here.
Here, yeah. Let's hope
Watch it
it
not
does.
even.
If not, I'll just go back and forth.
Can you cut like some parts out? No.
I possibly could.
Okay.
If not, it's okay.
Okay.
Why? This is us talking about the podcast. This is like the group chat, baby.
I didn't know you couldn't cut it, so now I have to.
What do you mean?
Okay, are we good?
I don't care.
Okay, keep it rolling. Fuck it. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, shit,
Okay.
I feel so
Okay.
bad.
Topic number one.
What do you guys want to talk about today?
I don't know.
You need to like share the mic with
What are we talking about?
You know what I'm
Let's have like a serious conversation though. Let's not just bullshit.
What do you guys think about the elections coming up?
You said the election?
Yeah.
Do you think it's like fair ruling? Like, do you think like the votes are accurate, or do you think there's like skewed votes?
If there's what vote?
Like, do you think there's like skewed votes? Like, do you think like it's really the people voting, or do you think it's like government voting?
I don't know.
At-
Sometimes I think it is government voting.
At the end of the day, it's the electoral college that determines who wins. The people voting just kind of is a suggestion for everybody, but the states have who they have.
I mean, I kind of think it's, I would say it's more government voting because I feel like at the end of the day, they're just going to pick who they want to be in there. Literally, what it's not going to be like our choice is
And how much of an influence do you think the president actually has on what's going on in the country?
Yeah, it's not just up to them. But like, there's a lot of different people. I mean, they can't just make a single decision on like what they say goes.
So, in school, we learned that there's three branches of government: executive, judicial, and legislative. The executive branch, which is Congress, actually determines what happens. The president just gives suggestions, really. Everything has to get voted into approval by the executive branch. Like, they're the ones that really run shit.
Oh, we could do that.
What?
Just pass it. Like, fix the Senate legislative.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, yeah, you have a point there.
Three branches of government. They all matter. We can't just vote for the president. We have to vote for everybody.
Okay. With that being said, where do you go when you die?
That's a good question. I would like to know the answer, but sadly we can't. I don't know. And thinking about it scares me.
I think there's like an afterlife, but I think once you die, you're sent to like a middle place, like a meantime. Like, you don't really.
A waiting room?
Yeah, like a waiting room.
Do you believe in being reborn?
What did you say? Do you believe in being reborn? It's complicated. Yes.
Like, is it like reincarnation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, but I don't know. I like my biggest question is, do we know? Like I don't know. Like right now, thinking about it scares me, but I feel like once you get older, like you come to terms with it, because like what else could you do?
The mic is blinking. Okay.
Okay. So I'm a religious person.
Mhm.
I personally think like heaven and hell
Spread out a little
exist,
more.
but at the same time, there's always like that what if. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know.
what if? You know,
That's so scary to think
what if
about.
there's absolutely nothing?
I heard people say that dying is like basically before you're born, so like you don't know that you're dead, but like you know nothing. It's like
I think there's humor to be found in this conversation behind the serious tones. I feel that while reincarnation may be a thing, and I do believe that it is a thing, I think if you believe in reincarnation, then you believe in karma to an extent, and if that's the case, then as a black man, I could have been a slave master in my past life, and this
Yeah.
is what I get for it.
I just personally think it's very interesting thinking
why
that
do you point at me?
I don't know.
Hello?
I'm onto something.
he made direct eye contact.
Hello?
Anyway,
Y'all get me, but like
Okay.
it was just you for real.
I just think it's very
Not that
surreal thinking that if there is no afterlife, we are really the chosen ones. And how surreal it is that we have life on this planet. And how are we here right now is another crazy question.
Yeah, life is a gift at the end of the day. I feel like what we get is what we get, and we have to make the most of it. Like you make yourself into somebody, and that's what makes life worth living. I had a lot of questions.
Yeah, I also feel like, I mean, I agree with Mike like on the whole like religious thing. Like I am religious. Like I do think like that there's like a heaven and then there's like a hell too. But like, how do we really know where we're going at the end of the day? Or
Right.
like, let's say like the world's coming to an end. Where will we go? Like actually,
Right.
like do we come back? Do we just stay there? Like are we just in the ground? Like realistically, where do we go? Are we just a star somewhere? Like, where do we go?
Yeah.
That's a big question. Where do you guys think we go?
Let us know in the
Let
comments.
us know in the
Okay. Next question. I was in my biology class the other day, and I was thinking, like, let's say, like, theoretically, like, you don't believe in any religious purposes or anything. Let's say you believe in evolution, right? How is it possible that all these species of animals, like just regular mammals, oceans, like, how is it possible that we evolved into such a highly developed brain that we are able to create economies and governments as like just regular like species? Like, how did we elevate so much that now we have like driving cars by itself?
No, that's a
When
good question.
when any other like animal is just like in the woods somewhere, like scratching their ass, like how are we here able to communicate on a podcast right
No,
now?
that's a good question, because I be thinking about that sometimes. Like if I'm driving on the road, I'm like, whose idea was it, first of all, to create cars? Like we literally like ran around like literally animals, and I'm like, how the
Harrison Ford.
fuck? Like
What does that mean?
I think
Elaborate.
it's like
He
how do
invented
we
Ford, and that
how
was
do we
the Ford
actually
Model
like
T.
name
That's the first
things?
car.
Like come to like naming things. Like how do we know a microwave is actually called a microwave? How do we know our phone is actually called a phone?
Because
Like,
if
who is
something's
like,
in
you know what? This is called a spoon just because it's called a spoon. Like how do we actually know it's that?
So when things are man-made, you determine the name. That's why Ford is called Ford, because it was named after the guy who made the Ford.
However, well, we're getting sidetracked.
But
Back to the point. How is it
my
possible?
question
Listen,
is
no.
not
How is
how
okay, go ahead,
it's
go ahead,
named,
go ahead.
not how it's named, but how they thought to create that, or like how it
That's
was
a good
possible.
question.
Yeah.
It's all about quality of life. It's all about making life easier for everybody.
Is
at
it
the end of the day.
possible there was like some type of like mutation in like the development of humans that like allowed us to have a higher level of thinking? Is that possible? Or is it like shrooms? Like one like orangutan had a shroom one day, and then all of a sudden his brain level just increased crazy. Like what happened that we were able to be here? Like
I may be taking it literally, but it wasn't an orangutan. We developed from chimps for real.
okay,
Apes are different than monkeys for real.
Okay.
I forgot what you said.
I was basically just saying like how is it possible that we have such a highly developed functioning brain compared to other species, because we don't even have the biggest brains compared to certain species. Why is it that our brain is so highly developed?
It's because of the conditions that we evolved into? Like, do you believe in evolution or do you believe in like religion? And
Yeah.
we just popped up one day.
Yeah.
Is the real question.
I feel like I'm in the middle between all of that because I do really big like I'm religious, but I'm also really big into like the science field. So it's like I'm stuck at a middle because it's
sure.
like I feel like the science, like the scientific evolution of like how we all evolved, could be accurate, but we could also be created by God. Like He was just put us here, like Adam and Eve, like the whole Adam and Eve story. Like so, it's like I'm at like the middle of it. I don't know which one to believe.
I'm more of an evolution guy, which is why like I just say I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. Like I'm agnostic. I observe all the qualities of every religion and take what I want from everything.
Yeah, it's just when you think about it, like we're not the biggest, we're not the strongest, we're not the fastest species on the planet, but we're still on the top of the food chain. There is no species on the planet right now that could take what we got going on down. The only way that we're going to be extinct is like some crazy meteor or global warming or something that's going to take us out. It's not going to be like a species or anything. But
I believe that evolution brought us to the point that we're at. Like at one point we walked on all fours. At one point we were fish. Everything develops progressively based on a necessity. Supply and demand. Everything started from a need to develop something. So like
for sure,
like
for shizzle.
like we walked on four legs at one point, but then it became it became unnecessary for us to walk on four legs because now we're reaching high for things. We need to start walking on two legs.
Yeah.
And things just progressed from that point. Like our brain developed our body in this way because this was the most efficient at getting what we needed.
Yep. Yeah.
I need to drink more. I need some alcohol.
I think you could do without it, but
I can do without it, but I would really like some. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
That got deep.
I mean, that's the conversation you gotta have. I mean, because people are scared to touch on gray areas, and that's a topic that we don't really talk about. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I guess moving to a similar topic, do you guys believe there's like a great beyond out there, like aliens and like other planets?
go ahead.
I think there definitely is, because I don't know. I just feel like there's no way that we're like I know like our brains are like like highly developed and stuff, but I don't know, like the universe is so big that I'm like there's no way that we're like the only ones that like are that developed. You know?
I mean, you gotta take into account we have no idea what's out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like we haven't even explored anything.
We don't even know a fraction of the Milky Way galaxy, and the Milky Way galaxy is so small compared to the whole universe. So to say that there's no other living organism out there would be absurd.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if there's like other like beings thinking the same thing. I mean, like,
or is there more advanced beings thinking the same thing?
That's true. That's true.
I feel that media made it so that every alien got to the point that it did. Like whenever an alien makes contact with us, like in society, like in a TV show, movie standpoint, it means like they progress to the point where like they're not thinking about all the stuff that humans think about.
Mm-hmm.
So if in order for us to make contact and adventure beyond, we have to kind of erase our humanity, but our humanity is literally what makes us what we are. So
or it's like I kind of think of it like aliens are just the old versions of us from a destroyed planet, and they keep coming back and forth just to see how far we evolved.
It's
like ancient.
It's scary to think about because
it's like
I'm completely aware that there's stuff out there that we can't even comprehend.
Yeah, there's like elements that come back from to us from like NASA that they don't even know how to like
deal with. Like they don't even know what these things are.
Not even on our periodic table.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how did you get here and where'd you come from?
Do you believe in the moon landing?
No, I think that's such a scam. I don't care. I think that's such a scam.
Why would they lie about it though?
Because to prove that we can actually have the technology to make it there. Because why haven't they done it again?
I just don't think there's enough photographic evidence.
I think it was more to establish superiority over other countries because it was literally called the race. Like it was a race to see who got there first. So I feel like once we recorded ourselves there, it was like, okay, like we don't need to worry about that anymore. Like, oh, there's nothing there for real. Like we're here now. What else is there to do?
It's scary because if they lied about that, first of all, it's like, why are you lying about that? Second of all, what else are they lying about? And who made the decision to lie about that? You know what I mean?
They're lying about a lot of other stuff. Like, I definitely think like that whole Area 51 thing was real. Like, they definitely had something here keeping it in their files because they recently just leaked a bunch of like U.S. national files about it. So it's like I do know there's something here. Like, aliens do exist, but like Where are you keeping them? And let me know the address.
And what do you think? And what do you think about like the seven wonders of the world? Like, what do you think like the pyramids of Giza? Like, who do you think created those things?
Slavery.
Slavery.
I believe
But
humanity.
do you understand how heavy those cinder blocks are and how long it would take and how
I believe you
advanced?
can make a slave do anything when you say your life depends on it.
I understand
But,
that,
I mean,
but
I don't think they were man-made. Because it's like one of those blocks are a ton. That's like picking up an elephant, like a full-grown
I think it's
elephant.
physically
I think
impossible.
it's impossible. And why are
For
they
someone
all
to do
aligned
that.
with the constellation, with Orion's belt? Like, how did you get all three pyramids to collide, like to align
That's
directly
very
with
strange. Very
Orion's
strange.
belt?
But
Yeah, that's strange.
there's a lot of good gray area shit that no idea why.
Like,
You know what I mean?
sometimes I wish like you can go back to these times and actually witness them do it, because it's like, who gave you this idea? And like, were we actually that smart back then to actually do it?
I believe intelligence just developed in different ways. Like I believe civilizations existed before us, but the way that they thought just wasn't the same. Like we're driven by a very American, like English, Anglo-Saxon, Caucasian male kind of mentality. But like pyramids, like you're Portuguese. I'm not including you in that. But like,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
outside of that, like this, like just because our way is the way that's working right now doesn't mean that there weren't other ways that worked better
Sure.
in the past. Like
Sure.
It's like the other civilizations, like the Greek and Roman civilizations. I used to think that like they were like so on track with their life, but then like went to like hell.
Right.
Kind of feel like that's how America's gonna end up. Like, no offense.
yeah, we're living long enough to see ourselves become the villains, and literally,
Yeah.
it's getting pointed out now. They're like China pointed out. No, Vladimir Putin pointed out recently that the CIA is responsible for most of the wars going on, and it's just like what are we really doing here?
Right.
What are we doing on this country right now, like on this landmass?
I just work here.
I just
work
work here.
Came
I
here
just work
for a
here.
better life. Yeah.
Wait,
Pretty
can you
much.
say that one
That's
more
what my
time
dad
for the
did.
podcast? I just work here. My
work
excuse
here.
for my everyday living.
I mean,
I
we
just
really
work
have a
here.
choice. We kind of were born here.
Oh, yeah.
Clock in tomorrow at 8 a.m.
God damn it. I'll see you there tomorrow, buddy.
I won't see you till Tuesday at 9.
What do you guys
Congrats.
think about? What do you guys think about social media? We're the last generation who lived without social media, and generations to come are just forever going to have social media, and further,
I can't wait for social media to go away.
it's never going to go away.
I feel like it's such a like heavy. Hello.
Oh, there's
There's a party?
an event going on. Maybe we can
Yes.
venture out.
Maybe we can move this.
Um,
But I feel like social media is such a toxic part of our life, especially as like the generation that kind of grew up with it, and it's like we knew everything about it growing up. That I just feel like it's so toxic because it's like we use it as like a social like credit score. We use it like I was talking about this in my communications class the other day. That how like we use like followings as the like a way to like look at somebody and be like, oh, you have like 30 followers, like I'm not gonna follow you
Right.
back, or like I'm not gonna.
And then you have like a lower value just because you have a lower amount of
exactly.
followers.
It's like when you have a low credit score,
Yeah.
like you're looked at weird. In this
It creates
country.
this like unreal stigma about this person when
Yeah.
you see someone's IG page and they
'Cause
only
it's
have a
like-
certain amount of followers.
Exactly. Like you see somebody who has like 40, 50,000
Right.
followers, and it's like, oh my god, I want to be friends
Yeah.
with you. Like I
It-
like this person because
kinda-
they have so many
It
followers.
kind of destroys like the intimacy of everything too, because before social media, we didn't really have a value on someone, and you kind of just met someone for who they were. And then
Exactly.
sometimes people see someone's social media page and they see only 30, 55 followers, and just like don't even give them a chance. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of sad how it is nowadays.
To me, like I see it as a green flag. If the less followers you have, the better it is. The more followers it is,
But
I feel
even
like it's a
that,
bigger red
If
flag.
you have less followers, you can't
It's
create
also-
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Because it's also like, are you a scammer? Like, are you trying to scam me? Kind of.
is it
thing.
a robot? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like humanity was never supposed to be as connected as we are now. There's just like as Americans, like America literally was the reason that everything conjoined to the point that it is now. And there's like I saw a tweet from an NBA player, Victor Wembanyama, French player. He said like France is literally like baguettes and croissants, but like America's like oh, how tall are you? Are you over 6 foot? Like all this stuff that doesn't matter. Like there's so many factors that we're taking into account that have nothing to do with anything in our actual, like in our day-to-day lives. And it's just like what are we actually doing here?
The craziest thing for me about social media is seeing how like the younger generation now is like their life is like revolves
Surrounded by
around
it,
social
yeah.
media, and like you could see the difference in our generation and the new generation, and like even the way they act, the way they're dressed, and like
It's
I don't know, it's
insanely
just
scary how
yeah.
these new kids are built
Yep.
because it's like look at the Sephora kids.
I know.
Like I wasn't in Sephora at the age of 12. I got to Sephora at the age of like 16, 17.
Toys. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't even have
it's
a
like
phone
Right.
until like middle
me
school.
I
neither.
didn't have a
And-
phone until I was 17.
Right. And
I had one at 15,
Yeah.
but still, like it was like looking at these kids like go through so much shit. It's like
right.
at
And they're
your age,
exposed
I
to
was
so much more.
outside.
They're
Yeah,
exposed to so much more.
and it's like it's crazy how
Yeah.
like you're not even considered a kid anymore because it's like all your innocence is taken away by the media.
And let me tell you something. Social media is just the very beginning of something that's going to happen. Are you guys aware of Neuralink at all? You guys,
That's
you guys
like the
dabble into
brain
that?
chips, right?
So basically,
What is this?
someone developed something
Elon Musk.
that Elon Musk, yeah,
Oh, like
he
the
developed
bus?
something that you could pretty much put a chip in your brain and you could pretty much Google whatever you want, and it's literally just gonna pop up in your mind. And it's been experimented already, and someone successfully had it installed already. So it just gives you an idea. Like, if you think VR is crazy, just imagine you could think something and you automatically know. So if you think ChatGPT is crazy, imagine that in your brain, and that brings up the whole conversation: is school going to be relevant in 100 years? Is our jobs going to be relevant in 100 years? Like, what is society going to look like in 100 years? You know what I mean?
The other day we went to Apple and we did like a test run on the Vision Pros, and it was insane. And I feel like if you haven't tried the Vision Pros, book your appointment to go to Apple and actually try it out because it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I definitely think like that's kind of what that's gonna look
Yeah.
like because you put it on, you can't see anything else
Yeah.
other than what's on your face,
And-
and it's like you control it with your hands,
Yeah.
and it's like you
And
look at something and that's how you direct it too.
I don't like bringing up the Bible, but there's something in the Bible that says, in something in regards to that topic, that it's going to be the end of society. And reason being, because that is what is going to.
What'd you say?
I said, "Oh, brother." No, I'm joking.
That is what's going to kill diversity.
Yeah,
If everyone has the same brain,
they're trying to connect humanity to be one unit, so we can all venture beyond and be on the same page. But we're not listening to humanity itself. It's all everybody who's in charge, the 1%
Your
that's
mother.
actually trying to.
Mike.
what?
It's it's everybody. It's the 1% trying to assert its dominance over the rest of humanity that makes life unfair. Like, this is the rat race at the end of the day, and we're all looking for the cheese.
Retweet.
Favorite bookmark. Subscribe.
Mark is crazy. But I agree. I feel like we're like the lab rats of this country. America's such a lab rat place.
It's just a big test.
Do you
America's
think?
just a test?
Do you think we're truly the free ones, or do you think the people in other countries who don't have such a high maintenance job, the free ones?
Yeah.
The people in other countries are definitely like the freelance people. We're like held hostage here. Like we have this is the land of the free people. We're not no land of no free people. They don't even give things for free anymore. Like
Yeah,
I
like
feel like the people in other countries, they're stress free. Like I go back to El Salvador and it's all I see is people like they're working, they're not making much money, but they're living their life as much as they possibly can because it's like at the end of the day, you have to enjoy what you have, and it's like yeah, I don't have much, but like you have something, and it's like I don't know. I feel like looking at stuff like that, it makes you just like cherish life more. But I feel like in America, you basically work till you die, and then that's pretty much the basic of your life.
capitalism will literally be the death of us. If you've ever played the game Animal Crossing, you understand that you don't get anything for free. Nothing is
These
free.
references are crazy.
Tom Nook is a crook. I refuse to believe he's a good guy.
She plays Animal Crossing, so she should understand it.
Why?
I don't understand
Why?
it.
You need to play it,
They-
and then you need to play it, and then you'll understand.
You
What
start
are you
the
getting
game,
out of it?
You start the game, and he's like, "Hey, you're new here. You can have this island that I own, but I'm gonna put you 180,000 bells in debt. So you have to pay me back those bells, and then I can give you more so that you can owe me more."
Okay.
And
So it's basically how taxes work.
Yeah, exactly. but America adds interest, so now you're paying extra for what we gave you.
Yeah.
And that's capitalism is a bitch.
I also think them taking out money from my paycheck is a fucking scam. Because I didn't know New Jersey worked half my shift.
Are you guys aware, like, how crazy taxes actually are?
Yes.
Let's say you make
I never
$20.
get anything back.
Let's say you make $20, right? You buy something that's
I wonder
$10.
if you guys can hear the music.
I think they.
I think they could.
Yeah.
I think they could.
Anyway, what were you saying?
I said every time you buy something, the government's getting money, and if you give money to someone else, they're gonna spend that money. Gas break. We lost Terrence.
He went to go show you guys the music just in case. They out of place.
I don't need any more of that.
Yes, this is a very professional podcast.
You said it's what?
Very professional.
Very professional. Yes.
This is going to be a very successful podcast. I feel like you guys need to share this and like stay tuned for the next one because I feel like they're going to be more eventful. We're supposed to be painting a pumpkin.
Yeah, we got sidetracked.
We also didn't bring water, so there's no way we would have been able to paint more than one color. I want to.
Oh damn! I didn't even peep that.
Do we have?
We don't have like water.
You need
Yeah,
water to wash your brush off after you.
No, but we have multiple brushes though.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
like, do you want to use a brush one time and then stop using it, or do you want to?
we
What do you
literally
mean?
have water though.
But we
We
need
have
like a
water
little cup,
bottles.
kind of to like.
You
wash
got to
it
be
out.
able to mix the hoe.
What?
Well, we have like 15 brushes though. Like we.
But you're saying like you want to use all the brushes because we can't. Like I mean, aside from the fact that we do have water, right?
Yeah,
Okay, then it wouldn't. We don't have to use all the brushes.
because we could just wash them. Like, let's say there's only one big brush, so we're
Sweet.
probably all going to use the big brush to paint the
Big brush.
background.
The real question is, can you paint a pumpkin?
Yes.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Can you paint a pumpkin?
Probably not. My strong suits aren't
I bought a
really.
cat. I bought a cat statue. I'm not painting a pumpkin. I'm painting a
so
feline.
cold.
Y'all really anemic
But yeah.
for real.
That was
I'm out here.
It's been 26 minutes.
Balls out.
26 minutes.
Excuse you?
Not too bad. I mean, how long is this? How long is this podcast supposed to be?
It could be as long as we want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Oh, what are you guys' like favorite conspiracy theories, if you guys have any?
I had a woke phase, and it actually like made me depressed, and like I wasn't enjoying life for the time that I was like aware of. Like, you know, you could say you're aware of things, but there's no confirmation. So like too much information is a bad thing, which is why we should not be
You
connected.
never
as
want
as
too
we
much
are.
information.
Back to this conversation comes full circle.
So what was in place of this woke phase? What did you learn?
All the things the government has planted in America's head, like for example, I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but I saw something earlier in the year, like January-ish, that says China declared war on us around January. But you can declare war and it not be violent. It could be like a financial war. Like you could ruin our economy,
Aren't
sense,
we
like-
trillions of dollars in debt?
Yes.
and we
Yes.
keep throwing money. No, we're not getting into that kind of politics. That's current events. I don't want to do.
But yes, we are $1 trillion in
We
debt.
are.
current politics.
But we have a good army, so come at us. You know what I mean? Like
No,
we have a great army.
they're not taking away our gun rights
Thing is,
because of
look,
the
we
fact
could
that
be in debt all we want, but no one can fuck with us.
Who do we owe money to?
We're
is my
America.
question.
China.
Like,
the
Transformers?
world economy, like we're part of.
You want to know how everything was made in China? It's because
of us.
everything was made in China.
We,
But why are we trillions of dollars in debt?
Because you got
because
to.
of our military, we put too much money into our military, and we don't look at the American people.
Is it that good though?
Our military?
Our military?
I mean, it's up there. It's
I
one
mean,
of the
we got a
best.
lot of nukes. That's really all that means.
I just want to know when it comes to play, like they better not let us down.
I think we are intimidated by a lot of
Know who are in
countries.
the not the military. I got people in the Marines, the Air Force, I guess the military.
Yeah, that is the
Shout
military.
out to the people out there.
Not the military, but here's two branches of the military:
Because I know there's more than like it's not just like the
Army, National Guard, Air Force, Marines, Navy.
Yeah.
I got Navy boys.
I used to think I wanted to be in the Navy growing up, but I realized you needed to swim, and clearly don't know
That
how to
was
do
the-
that.
That was the turn off. Is crazy.
It's because I watched the movie Battleship, and I used to think it was so cool.
The one with Rihanna?
Yeah.
Get that shit out of my face.
I've never watched that before.
It's a
You don't
good
need to.
movie.
You don't need to see it.
It's good.
It's alright.
It's decent.
I didn't even know Rihanna was in movies.
If you,
Yeah,
she's
she's
not
in-
really.
That's what I'm saying, but she was in that movie.
She's in that movie.
Okay.
I
It's
didn't know
actually
that
kind
either.
of
It's
cool.
very out of character.
It's
Yeah.
like it takes place in Hawaii, and like the aliens come and they like try to like.
She was in an alien movie.
Exactly
Yeah.
my
For
point.
why?
Exactly why it doesn't
Okay,
matter.
we gonna watch this while we paint the
No,
pumpkin.
we're not. No, we're not.
This
No, we're
is
not.
actually
No, we're
a
not.
movie.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
None of that.
We're
Can we
not
watch
watching
Charlie
this.
Brown and the Great Big Pumpkin?
No, it's a horrible idea.
I tried.
What
So yeah, guys. I don't know. Y'all be talking about.
Oh, we were talking about something about like current politics.
Oh,
I'm talking
I
about Charlie
Listen.
Wilson and the great
listen.
fucking.
We could talk about.
Charlie Brown.
I know what you said. I know we could talk about politics the whole day.
Let's shift over a little bit.
Let's shift over to a different topic,
Take a step over.
as well as shifting over physically. What do you?
hungry.
You're hungry.
Yeah.
Before y'all got here, we had a lot of time for it.
There's a good pizza spot I
Can
pointed
we
out
go
to you.
get pizza? Nicole said that's like the best pizza.
What, Trattoria? Or
Village
Trattoria?
Trattoria? Yeah.
It's
Or
alright.
pasta.
Their pasta's really good.
I had a sub. I'm
And
in no
I'm
rush,
full.
but that's
You
up to
went to
y'all.
Jersey
I'm not
Michael's?
too hungry,
Yeah, I
but
went to Jersey Chamois.
fuck you.
Jersey Michaels.
I told my mom we went, and she's like, I could have just made him a sandwich if you wanted to.
Who's he?
Terrence. Because I told my mom, I was like, Terrence is going to Jersey Mike. Okay.
I'm fed up.
What happened? We lost 2 members this time.
I've been taken hostage.
There's a
There's a
train
train.
passing by. I apologize if there's any. So what happened to the conversation of the
Are you
podcast?
cold?
Oh.
I am cold.
We're going to share this mic now.
Oh yeah.
Can we huddle?
It
I don't think Mike wants us to
it
be
fizzled.
this close.
We got a little deep, and then we started talking about where the country's current spending is, and we got into where the country's current spending is, and things got out of hand. Now I'm rubbing cheeks on Shan. Now I'm throwing ass. Now I'm throwing ass. That was nice. That was nice. I was fucking with it. But by the morning, girl, I gotta go. Gotta get ready. Tonight is my show.
What's your favorite number?
I don't know. I never really had a favorite number.
I'm trying to love myself more, so my favorite number is whatever age I am. It was 21 when I played baseball because it's half of Jackie Robinson. But once I passed 21, it's like okay, that's I felt immature. So once I got to 23, it was like, oh, Jordan year. 23 is favorite number. Then Instagram, I put 23 in my Instagram name. Then I was just like, fuck it. 25. I'm 25 now. We're good. When I get to 26, it'll be 26.
I think my favorite number
So-
is 10.
When
Why?
you're,
Because it's the month I was born in, and that was my number playing soccer.
so I have a question.
I don't know, but my favorite color is pink.
So when you're 30, is that gonna be your favorite number?
My favorite color is blue.
My lingering favorite number is
Yes or no?
We can
has
have a
been-
whole other
no,
conversation.
no. I don't like the number 30
No?
itself. I don't like the number 30 itself. I like the number 32.
Overlap, or is it like 2 separate conversations?
I think you can slightly
Why?
hear the overlap.
My favorite number was 32 when I played football because that's a good number for a running back.
But you're 32.
I'm not 32.
The
I'm 25.
sunset
That's
looks
not
But you
really
will be
pretty
one
right
day.
now.
It's not
I
what
don't
that
think you
font
guys
is.
can see it.
You're gonna have kids? Yeah, I'm gonna have kids.
Mhm.
With a wife?
I'll
Yeah,
input in
Or
my
baby mama?
Wife? Yeah, wife. I don't
the
plan.
picture in
I don't
our
plan on having a child and not having somebody I want.
I'm talking about kids.
Oh my god, don't.
What do you guys think of?
A mother.
We can have 2 different conversations at the same time because Mike's gonna pick this shit up.
We were talking about it. I was like, we can literally. No, because
Okay. Let's
Think about
conjoin
it.
conversations. What do you guys think about love?
Don't get me started on this.
Do you think love?
Back to the topic about kids.
Do you think love is real?
I think, and I hope it is, but I think it is.
I think it is, and I'm very much a hopeless romantic, and I feel like my person is out there somewhere.
The reason
But-
I think love is real is because the way I love people, and that's
I feel like I love people more than they love me. To
that.
an
Me
extent.
too, and that's
What,
my
okay,
issue. It makes me
if
really
I make
sad.
this claim, is it crazy?
What?
Is it possible that the only type of unconditional love is from your parents? and everything else is just a really, really, really strong like.
And a pet and your children.
I mean, to an extent. Like, I feel like the
Bet.
way my mom loves me, it's different type of love, you know. But I feel like once you found your person and like you really like can't think about being without this person every day, and it's like all you want to do is just be there for that
I get that,
person.
but here's my thing. Wouldn't you say that love is unconditional?
I do say love is
And
unconditional.
if love is unconditional, how is it possible that you're with someone only under a condition
What's the condition?
that they provide you what you need?
They don't always have to provide.
If you don't get what you need from your significant other, you guys are gonna break up or have a divorce.
That's what communication is for.
Exactly. Like, this
Compromise
is my whole
is
major.
essential in a relationship. I feel like you can't be too much on either side. Yin and yang exist.
I get that, but here's my thing: the only true unconditional love is from your parents.
I see your point because
That's an
it's like
opinion.
you can
It's not an
never.
opinion because the thing is, okay, let's say you're married to someone, you make the choice to cheat on them.
Because your parents don't even have to love you for real. That's why it's an opinion.
That's true.
Okay,
I know a
But
lot of people with shitty parents.
I can
I get
see.
that.
I can see where you're coming
but
from, but then
it's the
there's
word
no way around it.
unconditional that is the key word here.
So let's use another word.
Because
That's why I said your children or your pet, because it's the people that you are around with for most of their lives and or are an essential part of like their survival that
That's
determines
true.
unconditional love.
okay, so would you guys say that there's an in between word that describes the love from parents and children, or is it just love in total?
I think it's just a different type of love.
Because love is so vague. Like I could be with a friend and say I love you. You know what I mean?
I mean, you could, but it's sometimes like people just throw the word around. But like, if you tell someone you love
Overused.
them, like, I feel like you should really mean it. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, like I love you, but to a certain extent, you know.
A lot of people say the word love, like a lot of people say the phrase "I love you" with like not just because they feel it, but because they want to hear it back. And I feel like that's not a genuine form of love. That's just looking for somebody to look after you at the
That's
same time.
true.
A lot of people look for somebody to be a witness to their lives, and that's what love means to them. But I feel like that's not
I
the
agree.
entirety of the episode of
I
this
feel
show.
like you shouldn't be saying "I love you" truly if you don't really mean it to that person, and don't also say it if you're looking for you. If you like you just said, like you want the other person to say it back. Like I feel like that's just not a genuine version of love. You
Shout
know.
out Chris Brown. This song's called "Back to Love."
Anyway,
The dance
um,
What do you think, Mike?
but yeah, I mean, I think love is great when you're in it,
Let me get away from this corner.
and then when you're not in it,
Hello.
Okay, so you guys share.
Yeah, I'm too dark for
this
this.
is my opinion. I think love is great when you're in it, and you believe in love when you're in love. But when you have nothing to love, it's hard for you to believe in love.
Of course,
So
an absence of something will make you doubt it.
And that's why self-love is important.
self-love is very
Oh my
important.
God. Retweet, favorite, bookmark,
Of course.
subscribe. Let me
But
know
my
when she
thing
tweets
is,
again.
if half the population,
Turn your notifications on.
Notifications have been on. Wait, chill. Wait, chill. Let's chill.
so let me see this. So if some people believe in love, some people don't believe in love. Wouldn't it make it like an opinionated thing? Like if you believe in love,
Wait,
because some people like
Opinion
genuine.
as in like, does love exist or like?
Yeah, like there's a lot of people who don't even try anymore. You know what I mean?
But why do you think the reason is that they don't try anymore? Just because like they tried once and they failed, or is it that they tried looking for it and it wasn't found?
They probably can't find it, or they just don't think there's someone out
I
there
don't
for
know.
them.
I feel like everyone's lives are different, and like sometimes people like never receive a type of love either from like their parents, their family, or they just grow up in a situation where they just never felt love, so they either seek out love or they just don't believe it exists.
I have a question. I actually have a really good question.
Mhm.
So if love is real, how come it doesn't exist in other species of animal? For example, there's certain animals that mate with a ton of other animals.
Some animals also mate for life, like swans mate for life. If a swan's mate dies, it may die from depression.
Sure.
Penguins share rocks with the person that with the penguin person that they would like to spend their lives with.
Sure.
And animals do in fact die from the absence of their significant other. Or if a child dies, an animal might die from
Yeah.
depression. It does exist outside of just our species, but our species puts it into the most complicated version of itself.
There's definitely species out there like I could be chatting right now, but like seahorses, for example, like
The male gets impregnated.
yeah, that's a whole another story. But there's
Nobody's
definitely
putting the baby in
species.
me.
There's definitely species out there that like mate with a lot of other like women, like females. You know what I mean? And how could you? Is love like subjective to just certain species or?
There's animal instinct, and then there's the instinct beyond, like the intelligence that exists beyond just like your natural urges. Like you could have an urge to reproduce and forward your species.
Yeah, I think that's different than love
Yeah.
because it's just
I feel like it'd be like an
Reproducing.
itch to reproduce.
yeah,
Like I feel like
like for
as
us-
humans, we have that itch to reproduce from time to time. But
It's like, yeah, I'd like 30 kids, but I don't want to take care of 30 kids. You feel
I
me?
don't want to pay for 30 kids either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
but I also know there's some type of animals that reproduce. Like once they reproduce, they die.
Oh, like praying mantis or black widows?
Like they reproduce and they die.
It's an all or nothing situation.
Yeah, like
It
no,
really
it's
is your
all
last
and then
moment of
nothing.
life.
It's worth it though. I mean, hey, you got to keep the bloodline going.
I don't know, like animals is really different because kangaroos. I learned this the other day, which I did not know, but like they have like their little baby kangaroo, right? And then supposedly when there's like a predator, like they like take it out of their little pouch so that they could save themselves since they could like reproduce, and they're like fuck the baby, you know. So I don't know. I
Or
think
it's like I feel like baby animals are so like cute, and I feel so bad when I saw like a video the other day of like a duck that got left behind by like its mom.
I'll literally cry
I
over
would
anything
literally cry.
animal
Like,
related. That's
What do you
sad.
What are you guys' opinion about like turtles? Like when they're first born, their success rate of living is very low.
I think it's
That's
so
survival
sad
of the fittest.
because I personally have seen
Yeah, fuck the turtles.
Stop. I've seen baby turtles like be born and like walk out into the ocean, and it's so sad to see that like they really do have like a small percentage of like living, because it's like after some time some bird or something or fish will swallow them, and that's the end of
I
their
really
life
wanna get
cycle.
pizza.
But then they can also just keep it going and keep swimming for the rest of their life. But I
You-
love turtles.
Different species have different ways of handling things, and tradition is tradition, and instinct is instinct. Like that's like the habits of past generations. Humans have similar things, but it's not the same extent. But like generational things carry on. Like how you're raised determines how you're gonna raise your kids, or blah blah blah, things of that nature. But like that just varies on species. I don't feel that really defines love. Like we are who we are. Like we're not animals
I have a
to the
question.
extent that a monkey is.
I'm
an
just
animal.
happy that when I get home, my dog waits for me at the door and she gets excited every
That's love.
single
Dogs have
time.
such a
That's
simple life,
love.
and I love it.
Unconditional.
That's
Like, I've been waiting for.
I think that's unconditional love too.
Yeah.
You see dogs go years without seeing the owners. They see the owners, and right away they know it's them. You know what I
I
mean?
love dogs. I miss my dog right now, actually. I also miss my bunny.
We love bunnies. We love animals. I got 2 cats. One of them's gonna greet me at the stairs. The other one's gonna greet me when I get in bed. And they're both gonna sleep in my bed tonight because that's what they do. Animals are the best showing of unconditional love. And once again, the conversation comes full circle to unconditional love.
Facts. So, do I have permission to switch the topic a little bit? Since we're speaking on emotions, and we're gonna get a little deep here, but we love our deep talks, right?
The Spider-Man 3 dance.
Do you guys believe in the idea of depression?
I feel like it's wrong not to.
I feel like, well,
Me
like, are
too.
you saying like, do you believe in depression?
So I'm gonna make my claim.
Your back is.
If-
That's why you're cold.
Listen, so if depression was real, that would mean it would be uncurable, right?
Yeah.
But is it possible to just be depressed? Like is depression and depressed two totally different things?
No, it's the same word for real, just different tenses.
Because depression, right? If you're like diagnosed depressed, you give that person $1 million. You give that person a loving family. You give that person a significant other. You're gonna tell me they're still gonna be depressed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because money doesn't
Still.
buy happiness.
Yeah.
Celebrities are all depressed. Like
No
you
worries.
can have all the money in the world.
This
and
is a
you can-
tribute to Mr. Liam Payne, who recently just passed away, and he had a lot of shit going
Shout
on.
out Mac Miller too. That's not how
Shout
we
out
should go
Juice
out.
WRLD.
You have people that love you. You just have to reach out. People don't know until you tell them.
But yeah, all legends die in the making.
I feel like depressed and depression are like they're the same thing, but I feel like definitely like being depressed has its stages, and it's like sometimes it's like you get to like the last stage, and that's how you know it's like there's really no going back from that.
It's scary. I don't know if y'all ever been through shit, but it's scary recalling like times where you were at a low. You know what I mean? Because you don't know you're at a really, really low until you're outside of that. Just like you don't know you're at a really, really good high until you're not in the high anymore. You know what I mean? So I think that's what life's about, though. Just going through lows and highs. You know what I mean?
I feel like taking a step outside of yourself and realizing like it's not just about me. Like there's always somebody who cares about you, whether you feel that way or not. I mean, some people's situations may not be the easiest, but like if you, as long as you communicate these concerns with somebody, there's always going to be a different way to handle things
Right.
than the worst case scenario. You know?
Yeah. And it's scary because a lot of times when people are low, we're naturally born to adapt. So we tell ourselves that we're okay. You know what I mean? And sometimes we're not okay. You know, sometimes we do need the help, but we can't reach out to it. So
I think it's definitely harder for people to get through it though when they like, let's say, don't have like family members or just friends in general, which is why they feel like there's no coming out of it because they're like turning to a stranger or like a therapist or just anyone like looking for professional help. Like it's just difficult for them because they're like, it's their job. Like they don't genuinely care, but they just don't
I
want you to
agree.
do anything.
Yeah,
to
and it's
harm
also
yourself.
like the type of household you grow up in.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes like
Yeah.
I know a couple of like people who grew up in households where it's like showing emotions was like a weak sign,
Mhm.
or it's like you really had like nobody to really talk to about your deep feelings. So it's like once you feel like you get to like talk about things like that, it's like are you actually listening or are you just listening just because you're here? And it's
Yeah.
like I feel like sometimes those people feel alone because it's like you're stuck by yourself with all of these different types of emotions, and it's like you don't know how to feel like these are like new feelings to you, or it's like you don't really know how to like acknowledge these feelings 'cause it's like you were taught,
Process them.
yeah, like process them because I feel like you were just taught to like put them in a like box and like hide them because
Or
it's like
especially people who also don't know how to cope with emotions, like obviously processing. But I feel like, for example, if you grow up in a household where like no one like loved you and there it just like wasn't a thing in the house,
Mhm.
and then obviously like I think that like like parents especially, they have a big influence on you, and like if you see, let's say, your parents like coping in an unhealthy way, like you're more
Yeah.
likely to do that just because you don't
Exactly.
know how to healthy
yeah, because
cope
it's like
healthily.
that's what you saw like growing up, so it's
Yeah.
like you don't know like if that's a right thing to do or a bad thing to do because
Mhm.
it's like you were just seeing that you saw it your whole life, so it's like you don't know the difference between good and bad kind of and like a way to cope.
Yeah.
And I feel like that definitely like plays an essential role in the way like people think
Mhm.
and like the way I guess they cope with things because it's like everybody's different in their own little ways.
I feel like just the way you grow up in general like influences you like a lot, just like how you're
we're talking about mental health parents, please.
person.
And I feel like I'm the guy that is the best to help with the people around me in terms of mental health. Like I said, if you communicate that, there's always people that are willing to help.
Right.
As long as you communicate. Communication is key in most social interaction. Do not forget that.
And listen, this might be just like the smallest podcast ever, but this world's crazy. I don't even know like if this podcast will make it past.
No, let's not talk about
it's
that.
gonna make it past.
Listen, I don't know who the fuck's gonna see this. You know what I mean? But if you are seeing this, just know you're not alone, and you could truly get whatever the fuck you're going through right now. You can get through it, man. And you're, whether you see it or not, you're gonna get past it, and you're gonna move on to be a better person in this life, and you can accomplish whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Real shit. Even if y'all like ever at a low, just know you have people around you that care about you, love you. You know what I mean?
As I check bookmark tweets from earlier in the podcast, remember that self love is important.
Self love is the most important thing on this planet, in my
I'm
opinion.
gonna cry.
Literally, this is actually kind of cute and very genuine. just know that you're not alone out there and there's people to talk to.
Let me tell you something. Your trials and tribulations are going to be the exact reason why you love yourself in the future.
Because look at how far you made it, man.
And you're only going to make it further.
That's kind of a cute way to end out the podcast. Is this the end of it, guys?
And my dancing does not determine the mood of the conversation, Michael.
Well, I'm just saying, like, let's say this goes viral, and then we're all just having a great combo, and then you have this guy in the back dancing. It's like
the guy in the back dancing has been making bangers of.
I don't know. What if Jeffrey was fucking depressed and he sees you dancing? And
Jeffrey is depressed. He sees me dancing, and he might giggle a little bit.
Yeah, and then we make him feel better about himself.
We had a good day. He's not gonna feel bad
What if he made somebody's day for me?
I want to see more of that guy because he's so fucking cool. Yeah, that's self-love.
I'm sure that's exactly. Yeah.
We're talking about self-love right now.
We are talking about self-love.
Let me know who you guys want to see again on the podcast. Let me know in the comments, and I'll put them back on the podcast again.
Stay you, stay true, stay positive. We love you. Okay.
That was adorable. Yeah, we love that.
I love that. That's such a cute outro. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Nobody's listening.